Welcome to another episode of Conversations and Connections. We're the official podcast of the Family Crisis Center of East Texas. I'm Stuart Burson. I'm the prevention coordinator for the agency. And with me today is one of our, I guess it's safe to say, one of our partner agencies. I have Rebecca Reid, the executive director of the Mosaic Center. And Rebecca, I appreciate you taking some time out, and this has kind of been a few weeks in the working to get our schedules straight and everything, and to get you to come over here and do this. But I really do appreciate it. I got the idea of asking you to come onto the podcast after hearing your presentation at the Angelina Interagency meeting, guess last month, probably. And a lot of me, well, probably not me as much as some other folks, may hear of the Mosaic Center, but may not exactly know what all you do and all the services you provide for women here in this area. So I kind of thought we'd take that opportunity to introduce people about the Mosaic Center and what you guys do. So first of all, let's just kind of going out of the gate, exactly the Mosaic Center. What is it that you guys do? What's your mission? However you want to put it, your purpose for being in existence here in Angelina County.
Stuart, I just want to thank you for this opportunity, and being able to share about the Mosaic Center is so important, because even though that we are celebrating 20 years of ministry in this community, for offering education and elevation and activation is the vision of the Mosaic Center. But being here every day, I find people who have never heard of the Mosaic Center.
Sure.
Even yesterday, visiting with a waitress where we were having lunch, she has lived here all her life and never heard of the Mosaic Center. So you're right on to, invite me and give me an opportunity to share with people what the Mosaic Center is all about. So the vision that started over 20 years ago was by a group of women. We call them our Mosaic Mothers. And these ladies had the same heart. And it was the same heart that they found out God had put in hundreds of other women throughout this community. And the heart was for ladies that really were struggling and moving forward with their life. They have had really found themselves in a place where they couldn't get a good job. Mm-hmm. They had maybe dropped out of school, did not have their high school diploma, maybe had multiple children and not married, and just really not able to find that hand up that they needed. You can find handouts all the day long, but does that change the trajectory of your life? Not often. Usually it just kind of keeps you circling, sure. Right? So we, those ladies really saw the opportunity to do something within the community that could transform a woman's life, really help to give them an opportunity to get those job skills that they needed, to also not just the job, but the life skills, but the Bible study was foundational. They knew that if they could offer the job and skills that they needed, meaning that you've got to teach them how to write a resume, how to interview, as well as how to type, how to use the computer. Those things were very valuable and needed. But you also needed to help them get a college diploma, or if they hadn't gotten their high school diploma, we had to help them get that. They also saw the need for parenting. They didn't have the parenting skills. So the life skills became just as important. But they saw that if they could get them signed up and enrolled in this, because you have many, and we've now graduated tomorrow to be 440 women through the Mosaic Center. And you provide them this opportunity of the Bible study in that environment with all of these volunteers coming in to help teach them, their hearts begin to transform, and then their way of thinking begins to transform. And when you can help a woman change the way she thinks and what she believes about herself, then she can make the right choices that are going to help her to succeed. Because one of the big things that we do at the Mosaic Center is we teach these ladies to lay down that victim card. And at the Family Crisis Center, you have a lot of women, children, men as well, but in our situation, what we're focusing on is the women that have been abused. Many of them have a mentality of I'm a victim. And so that can set up inside of them that keeps them, they can be their own worst enemy. And so they will create a cycle of defeat over and over. So the Mosaic Center is established with such a foundation that we break that cycle through the education and the support and the Bible study.
Right. Who's your target group? Obviously women, but what are the prerequisites? What are the requirements for a woman to take part in the program?
Well, we really feel that God is leading them there. We bathe it in prayer. And the women that he brings are usually ones that are needing help to get a good job. They can be 18 to 80. They just have to want to work. That is a prerequisite. They do not have to be a Christian, even though our volunteers are Christian and our curriculum is based and founded on the Bible. They know that going in. If they decide that they want to be a part of this program, then they know that they're going to have to participate in Bible study. A lot of the women want that. That's what they're coming there for, even though they still need the job and life skills, but they also know that they need a closer walk with God. They need a relationship with God, and they're looking for that. So they can come in a multitude of ways to the Mosaic Center, and they do. Sometimes 20 ladies have come to us from 16 different avenues. So it can be from a church friend, it could be from Family Crisis Center, from the homeless shelters, Seasons of Hope Center, the probation office, but also just from word of mouth, from a previous graduate, from the social media. So, and also from signage in front of our center. About 4 years ago, one of our marketing coordinators came up with the idea that we should have those signs put out front that say computer classes and GED and parenting and boundaries, things that people would say, wow, I really need that.
Yeah.
Mock interviews, learning how to write a resume writing. And so that has always, at least one of the students will come to the program because they saw the signage. And so there's just all kinds of ways. We put flyers out everywhere.
And I really like the idea of an agency like the Family Crisis Center and the Mosaic Center working together, because we may encounter one of our clients who's trying to get away out of a bad situation, and she's getting her life started again, and she may need those skills. And I think it's really great that we can call on you guys or maybe refer a client of ours to the Mosaic Center.
This semester we have had someone come to us in that way. We've had someone come to us through one of the sober living houses, last semester through Seasons of Hope Center. So always we have at least one that has come to us through Godtel. So there's so many ways that the ladies are coming. Others, they came to volunteer. There were 3 ladies who came and thought they wanted to volunteer at the Mosaic Center that were leaders in their church. But when they came in, they realized, wow, I don't have my GED, or I've not. My kids are about to graduate, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my life now.
Yeah.
And I'd like to be able to have the opportunity to go to college. And all of our students are enrolled in Angelina College while they're going through our program, with or without a high school diploma, because they're enrolled through the adult education program. So they're going to go to the college every Wednesday morning. So they see themselves now as a college student. We give them a tour while they're at the Mosaic Center and coming through our 12-week program. But our program is 12 solid weeks, 8 to 2 p.m., Monday through Friday. And so it's an in-depth program. They're going to experience a lot of wisdom in education, training, as well as team building and mentorship, a lot of community involvement. We do have Melissa Youngblood comes in from Family Crisis Center and speaks with them. We've got the Salvation Army will come, the East Texas Community Health Clinic, Angelina County City's Health District, all the Pregnancy Help Center. So different resources we bring on Friday afternoons to come and speak to our women.
Okay, great. So I guess the main thing that you guys do, it's the Job and Life Skills program. And I have in front of me everything that you are going to cover in this, and I can see why it's 12 weeks because it's very extensive. I mean, everything from computer training, career guidance, writing a resume,
decision making,
and my wheelhouse, which I like to see this on here, relationship skills.
Right. How to set healthy boundaries in those relationships.
Yeah. Parenting skills, like you said earlier, and of course you are a faith-based program, so it is going to be some Bible study along with that.
Money management too.
Yeah,
that is a huge part of these women's future, because if they don't learn how to manage their money, then again they'll keep themselves in a cycle of poverty.
Sure. How many women do you usually have in each session? Like for 12 weeks, what's your average of students or client? I don't know how you refer to them as.
With students is what we would say,
okay.
And we can take up to 22. We many times will enroll 20 to 22 students. Within the first week or two, you're going to see who can really, commit and handle that structure.
Sure.
Because a lot of the women that come, they're not used to structure. And so being able to be there on time at 8 o'clock, or at least by 8:15, because classes are going to start at 8:30. We provide a breakfast in the morning. So we're trying to get them up and coming and committed, and then finishing up at 2 and not having appointments that are going to interrupt. They're having to decide, can I possibly commit and complete this program? So there is some attrition that's going to happen, throughout the semester. We started, I believe, with 18, and we're graduating 11.
Okay.
So I would say on average, we would graduate probably 12 students per semester, but we probably, on average, sign up 18 per semester.
Okay.
So they'll start. What we'll do is we'll have them come in, and we separate them into what we call our Ruth class and our Esther class, because when you look at the structure where we have the facility, the Mosaic Center, which is right on the back side of the convention center, it looks like a house. It was a home, but the upstairs is the school. And so on one end is one classroom and the other end is the other classroom. And they're not real large. And so 10 and 10 plus a mentor and plus the teacher, then you're looking at 12 people per classroom. And it can get a little bit much in there, especially when you're bringing women that have had a lot of trauma and abuse and have a lot of trust issues. You don't want the classes to be too large anyway.
Right.
Because you're going to try to build that unity with them and structure. And then in the middle of that, we have a computer lab. And then outside, when you pull into our parking lot, there's a large classroom. And so a lot of our classes we do combine together.
Okay.
So that all of them would be together during that. And then the community provides lunch every day. So 95% are provided by a church every day. And they're feeding, 25 people because you're feeding the staff and the mentors and some of the volunteers as well. And it's just an amazing, wonderful mosaic. It really is. It's like a symphony coming together and creating this beautiful song in these ladies' hearts. And it just resounds. Love resounds. Hope is really being built within this program to help them see the way out, in that they can not just see a way out, but they can plan to move forward. And that's what we want. We want them to build a roadmap and have a specific plan once they leave the Mosaic Center of what are my next steps? What are we going to do? So we're goal-oriented. We're helping them to establish some accountability and some boundaries and things for their own future. What am I going to do to take ownership once I'm finished? because they have to take those next steps.
Yeah.
And we do a mini job fair with them, and we do 2 sets of mock interviews. So we're really trying to get them geared to, I need to get a job, or I need to finish my education, or I need to get signed up with the workforce. And, where are they going to go? They may go to Legacy Institute and get some training there. What are my goals, and what do I want to accomplish based on my gifts and talents?
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys do? I know, of course, the main thing is the Job and Life Skills program. Is there anything outside of that
Yes.
you focus on or that you offer students?
We do on Thursdays. Right now, we do on Thursdays from 10 to 11 a community parenting. And so CPS will refer ladies to us so that they can have some mentoring and some parenting and help them along their journey. Some of those ladies will choose later on to come through our full program. We've gotten some students in that way. Then also we started back last semester with ESL, so English as a second language.
Okay.
We hadn't had a need, but then the need presented itself, and sure enough, here comes the teachers for it. So we've got that on Tuesday afternoons. We do some English as a second language. We also offer for our graduates in the summer, we do some Bible studies as well as some refresher courses, but always for the graduates, we do one-on-one mentoring for them to continue their math, English training to get them ready to take their GED testing, because they won't usually ever get their GED while they're coming through our program, because what we're doing is we're tutoring them, getting them ready to take the test at the college, because there's like 4 parts to it, 4 or 5 parts that they have to pass before they get their GED. And so we're just working with them to get them tutored up to where that they can do some pre-tests and see how they're doing, and when they're ready to go and pay the money and the fee and there. But we do have funds as well. Everything we offer is for free for these ladies because of the community and the support that we receive.
Are you pretty diverse in the ages of your students?
Absolutely.
Do they tend to be a little older, or they tend to be young, like in their 20s, or is it pretty?
It's pretty amazing that it's very mixed. So we've got ladies at 18 to, in their 60s, I would say, is always the mixture. Anywhere 18 to 19 to in their mid 60s, and they're starting over. I mean, I'm 62. Yeah. I could easily start another career. I could go back to college, and I've got plenty of energy and enthusiasm. If there was something else I still hadn't done, I could get out there and do it. So we, as long as they want a job, we're going to accept them.
Yeah.
And that's really all it is. But it is very diverse. And we have our graduation tomorrow night at First Baptist Church. On the 24th at 6 p.m. And that's the most inspiring event I think you would ever attend, because all 11 of those women will stand up. Now, you're taking women who are very broken a lot of times and very scared when they come in. And by the time they leave, they're standing up in front of 150 people and making a presentation.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch the transformation in these ladies, because we're getting them to do things they never thought they could do. They do a 1-minute infomercial. They write that resume. They interview. They look them in the eye, shake their hands. And so we're teaching them how to be confident that they can do these things that they didn't know that they could do before.
Yeah. As far as I know, you said, things like, the program is free for the students. Lunch is donated. How does the Mosaic Center get its operating funding? Does the Mosaic Center receive some grant funding? Is it all just donations from the community?
The only time that we receive grant funding is if we have a special need. Like if we needed, when we went for, we needed to upgrade our computer lab.
Okay.
And so we went to the Lions Club and applied for their grant.
Okay.
We had in some structural issues with the flooding that was happening under the house. It's because it's a well over 100-year-old home, and so it's on pier and beam. So we got a matching grant, a 75-25 matching grant, to help get all of that
Okay.
redone. So we'll go for grants for things that we need, but otherwise we're looking to the community for the support. About a third of our money will be raised at our annual fundraiser. It's called Hearts for Hope. We just did that on April the 8th. Another third is just from church and personal donations of individuals. So we have some church monthly supporters, about a dozen of those. We definitely need more. If there are any churches that are considering ministries to support, we definitely provide all kinds of validation and accreditation of what we do, and very accountable. We have a board of directors of 17. And then we have foundations that every year will include us in their donations. So we're looking to them. We don't have to fill out the grant information every year, but we've already proven ourselves as a very worthy nonprofit 501c3. They believe in our mission. They have what they need. If they ever need more information, we can provide our 990. We can provide all of the information of what we've been accomplishing over the past year. They can always come for a tour. So we do have foundation grants that do come to us, but the solicited grants are usually what we will go for if we have a specific need.
Okay. All right. You recently celebrated 20 years of service,
Yes.
Of existence of the Mosaic Center.
Yes, absolutely. That was outstanding. We were able to recognize those Mosaic mothers that are still active and involved, and were able to be present with us. And then we were also able to recognize the past executive directors, Kitty Bounds, who is working with the Men's Field House. She was the executive director for the first 4 years, and then Donna Busler was the executive director for 10 years, and then I've been there for 6 years.
Okay.
So recognizing them, as well as the program director that was there for 15 and a half years, Carol
Yes.
Ramsey, was just remarkable in her work that she provided at the Mosaic Center. So it was quite a celebration.
Well, of course, congratulations for that. And I kind of want to close things off. You are a faith-based operation. How important do you think that is, being a faith-based agency, to the success of a program like this?
Well, I think the story is told best by the graduates. And we had 4 graduates come and speak at our 20-year celebration. And to hear the difference that the Bible study made in their life, what the love of the people there at the Mosaic Center has made in their life because of our walk with Jesus, our commitment to Christ, it has impacted them in a tremendous way. And so it changes the person from the inside out. And if we can impact them there, and they find out that they're valuable and they're loved and they matter and that they have purpose, then they can become who God created them to be. And that is a very important person in this world. And it makes a difference in their children's lives and all throughout this community. And you can see it.
Great. All right. Rebecca, thank you so much for
thank
doing
you.
this.
Thank you for doing this,
You're a
Stuart.
good sport, for me to spring. Hey, I got a podcast. I'd love for you to come and talk about the Mosaic Center. I appreciate you doing that.
Oh, thank you so much for thinking about us. Anytime we get to get the word out, it really is going to, if we can reach one more lady that never heard of us, and either she tells somebody else or they tell someone, we can get some ladies enrolled in this program and watch their lives transform too.
Sure. Great. Thank you. Rebecca Reid, the Executive Director of the Mosaic Center. And I just want to always close things out. If you feel like you need the assistance of the Family Crisis Center, we do have our toll-free number. That's 1-800-828-7233. Also, be sure to subscribe to Conversations and Connections. You can do that via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much any podcast service of your choice. And if you'd like to make a donation, you can go to our website, FamilyCrisisCenterofEastTexas.com. And there at the bottom left, you'll see a donate button. Click on that if you'd like to make a monetary donation to help survivors of relationship violence. Remember, be the voice, if not for you, for someone else.